Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Ask HR. I am your host, Chris Timol, and I am joined, as always, by my good friend and partner in HR crime, Brianna Grimes. Grimes, say hello to the people.
Hello to the people. What's up, everyone? We're super excited to be back.
We're going to start with Susie from Schenectady. So her employer gets blew up in a meeting, slammed the door, and now she wants them gone. She
Mm.
asks the age-old question, can I just fire somebody on the spot?
It really is the age-old question when it comes to HR, and probably the question that caused HR to exist in the first place. Can you? Yes. Should you? No.
No.
So let's talk a minute about at-will employment. So a lot of employers think that because they have at-will employment, they can fire anybody for any reason at any time with no repercussions. And that's really not the case. So really what at-will employment is and what it presents to the workforce is there's no contractual agreement between you and your employee. So if you look at employees that are in like a labor union type environment, they have a contract, right? They have an agreement. They have a certain amount of time or a certain amount of regulation around their employment. People that have specific contracts, so like contractors, for example, are contracts. They have a specific amount of time that they are contracted to work. At will employment basically says we don't have that. You can leave the company at any time. I can fire you at any time. And there's no repercussions from a contractual breach standpoint. However, because there's so many other laws that layer in under at will, you want to be really careful about firing someone on the spot because there's always the EEOC and the Department of Labor and other types of things that really play into that. So, totally understand employees who get upset, they're frustrated, maybe they have really bad behaviors. Really not a reason to fire them on the spot unless you have something which is called for cause. So for cause is when someone is maybe harmful to themselves or others. If they steal, if they commit a crime, if they threaten or pose any type of threat to the employees or their safety, then you could fire someone for cause. But really outside of that, if they're just having a moment or maybe they say something that would normally not be tolerated in a professional environment, but it's not something that falls under the for cause clause of at-will employment, I do not recommend terminating them on the spot. I do recommend having a conversation, putting them on a PIP or some type of performance plan, or a coaching or whatever your company has in place to really get them to where they need to be and provide that feedback. But no, I do not recommend firing someone on
Thank you
the
very
spot.
much, Grimes. The answer to that question is can you? Yeah. Should you? No. Grimes, thank you so much for dropping that wisdom on us today. I appreciate it. And for all of you, thank you so much for joining us here on Ask HR. And as is always the case, if you've got a question that you want to ask HR, send us an email at askhr@puzzlehr.com. That is askhr@puzzlehr.com. Thanks again. We'll see you again real soon.